Pisces. Shh, shh, shh. Welcome. We've got a bunch of new fresh decks for you here. Got a new oracle deck. I'm going to pull one oracle card first for you. This is your weekly reading, so weekly energy, messages, advice. Alrighty. Get the camera. Let me get me under my arms there. Okay, let us start with the oracle. The Wisdom Keepers Oracle. One card, Pisces, to capture, shall we say, the energy. For my intention is the next 7-ish days, but time is immaterial. So for Pisces, energy for Pisces, messages for Pisces, advice for Pisces for the next 7-ish days. Expansion. I like it. Let me look it up here. 51, 52, 53. Expansion. My gift to you. I bring the gift of expansion. Pisces, there is something in your life that you have outgrown. It's time to move beyond your comfort zone. If you've been holding tightly to an opinion, identity, vision, or world view, it's time to let go. If you've been trying to reject a part of your past or your life, assuming it has no gift for you, it is time to embrace it. Surrender your intellect and watch everything become more simple and efficient. The mind has trouble understanding how everything is always passing away and beginning again. But the truth is that synthesis is happening all of the time. You are forever becoming whole. In the end, all that matters is expansion through the heart. And this is for you, Pisces. Expansion. I love that deck. Alrighty. So let us look at overall energy. Again, the intention is for the next 7-ish days for Sage, one more for my Pisceans. Let's look at the overall energy for Pisces. The Five of Swords, the High Priestess, the Ace of Cups, and the Empress. Loving this energy. Okay. So the Empress. Let's start with the Empress. The energy of the card: abundance, nurturing, creativity. Pisces, it's a time to focus on growth, self-care, and helping others, but helping yourself first. Now is the time for you, Pisces, to focus on those projects or relationships that nourish your life. Not the things that you've been trying to incorporate that have been frustrating for you or a challenge for you. Maybe put those to the side for a minute. Now is the time to focus on those things that nourish your life. Things that you are already doing, focus on them, make sure that you do them, maybe add ritual to them. And those things that you've been meaning to do but haven't, maybe taking ritual salt baths, going for small walks, getting out into nature. The things that maybe you just haven't made time for. Now is the time for that, Pisces. With the Ace of Cups, love, relationships, new beginnings, emotions, maybe feeling new emotions. It's love, it's new beginnings. I feel like embracing your emotions is a gift for you. If you have been, I don't know, pushing down your emotions, you know, a lot of times, Pisces, I'm like, oh, Pisces, you are so emotional. Chill with the emotions, try and be more logical. But I feel like now is a time with the Ace of Cups and the Empress to kind of, it's okay, it's time to like be in your emotions. That's all I can say. And for the Five of Swords and the High Priestess, I see you coming out of inner conflict. I see you've been in inner conflict, Pisces. Swords, you know, your mind, your beliefs. You could have been fussing and fighting with someone specifically. Maybe your ideas and their ideas didn't clash. I mean, didn't mesh, and so there was some clashing. But I feel like, so conflict, whether internal, external, it feels like there has been some conflict lately. But with the High Priest, I feel like you're finding, or High Priestess, excuse me, I feel like you are finding some inner balance. A way to work through this conflict with love and with nurturing. Yeah, I feel, Pisces, I think the main message for you, the overall energy is find a middle road with love. Nourish yourself, nourish others, nurture yourself, nurture others. Find the balance. Trust your intuition with the High Priestess. Listen to the messages that Spirit, God, the universe, your higher self is sending you. With the High Priestess, I feel like you can't go wrong. You acknowledge your emotions. You come from a place of love and nurturing. You want to heal anything that's going on with this Five of Swords. Trust your intuition. Listen to the voices in your head. They will not steer you wrong. Let's look at challenges. What challenges may Pisces come across in the next 7-ish days? Oh goodness, we got some sirens going on out here. The Death card. The Ace of Wands. I don't do reversals. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, my deck got screwed up somehow. Oh, those are the only ones. Interesting. The Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. So, some challenges that I see you facing in this coming week, Pisces, is fear of having enough, fear of sharing, fear of trusting. Yeah, it's like a lack mentality. You may have a lack mentality, Pisces. And what that means is it could have to do with the way you were raised, or maybe you've been in some really, really hard times in your life, and that fear strikes of, will there be enough? Will there be enough for me? Will there be enough for my family? You know, maybe my kids. And that's not a selfish fear. That's, we're wired to think that way. Like, well, make sure that we have enough and then we can help, which is really not a bad outlook as long as you're still open to, helping others. Because yes, I do believe that we are our brother's keepers. So I do see some fear that could be a challenge for you, that there's enough. One thing that you can do is, well, a couple things. One, look at all you have to be grateful for. And two, what I always tell myself is, look, I've never been homeless yet. Yeah, I've had to go stay at friends' houses for a couple of months, back in my younger days when things weren't that great and I had to get things figured out. And who knows, that still could happen in the future. But I've never been homeless, thank God. And for those of you that are, I bless you. I pray and hope and wish for the best for you. But I haven't been homeless yet, and it's obvious that I have not missed a meal. So, just try and remember what you have to be grateful for, and then compare today to the past. And hopefully, I think you will find that for the majority of you, that, it could be a lot worse. And then with the Seven of Pentacles, I see the question, Pisces, am I in the right place? Am I planting the right seeds? Is this worth it? Number one, do I want to even plant these seeds in this garden? Is this even really what I want? And number two, if it is what I want, will these seeds grow? Maybe we've had experiences in the past where we've really wanted to do something and we've set it up and we've done the logical things, but nothing came of it. I don't know, I just see a lot of fear of stability and security. Do I have enough? Am I doing the right thing? Is where I'm putting my energy and my focus the right place? And these are definitely challenges. And what you can do, again, I already told you for the Four of Pentacles, look at what you have to be grateful for and compare to the past. And most of us, I think, will find that we're, better off than we fear sometimes. And with the Seven of Pentacles, just remember that as humans, I just think that we're wired to have goals. If you know for sure this is not your goal and that you're doing this for someone else or society's expectations or something, maybe you shouldn't do this. This is a question that I'm not telling you what to do, but maybe this is a question you need to ask yourself. But if this is something you really want to do and you fear it may not, come to fruition, or, it may not have the outcome that you hope, just know that if it doesn't, you can always do something else. There's people that, I got to become a doctor, I got to become a lawyer, my parents are expecting this is what they wanted, and so they go to school for like 90 gazillion years and, get, $1 million in student loans and stuff, and they become this thing, and then they realize this is not what I want to do, and they change. And if they can do it, they decide, I don't want to be a doctor, I want to raise goats in upper New York or something. And if they can do it, you can do it, and it's okay. Do you look flaky? Look, I'm a Sagittarius, and I have looked flaky many times in my life, and I used to feel bad about it, and now I'm just kind of like, next, yeah, okay, what? You can always change your mind if it doesn't work out. Even if it does work out and it's not for you, you determine it's not for you, you can always change your mind. Let me go to death. It's interesting. Death is the number 13 card, which reduces to 4, which is about stability and security. The message that and I don't always go there. I don't always see that. What I'm feeling is that there is something that is ending or needs to end. So maybe you need to end something, or maybe something in your life is ending that has you freaked out about stability. But I'm here to tell you that this change, this ending, is what is going to bring in a new exciting beginning with the Ace of Wands. I mean, and during this ending, you may feel like, eek, ack, am I going to have a place to live? Am I going to have food? Am I going to, am I going to be okay? And the answer is yes. And the cool part is, not that this is just going to be straight up handed to you, Pisces, but the cool part is, I always believe that this is the hand of God, right? The hand of the universe, the hand of your angels, of Source, handing you an exciting new beginning. This is Wands, the Ace of Wands. Excitement. Something fresh, new, like all these decks, I was using the same decks for quite a while, and I'm like, these decks have served me well, but I'm really interested in some fresh new energy. So this ending, while scary, is going to be an exciting new beginning. And the cool part, we've got a new start in love and a new start that's exciting. We've got 2 aces here. We've got 2 new starts. Let's look at blessings. What blessings are on the horizon for my Pisceans for the next 7-ish days? What blessings are on the horizon for my Pisceans for the next 7-ish days? The Tower can be a blessing. The Star, oh my God. The 7 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. Okay. I want to start with the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups, it's about options. And you could be afraid of options. Sometimes it's like, it gets to the point where if someone says, hey, what would you like for dinner? You're like, stop asking me to make decisions. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of feeling that energy. Like it could be something as simple as that. And you're like, look, I can't adult today. I can't make a decision. I don't care. Whatever you want. I feel like you could be definitely, especially with this energy, this fearful energy of, am I doing the right thing? Am I going to be okay? And with the Death and the Tower card, I feel like there's a difference between fate and destiny. So destiny is you are where you are right now due to every decision that you have made in your life. And sometimes we make decisions with our conscious mind, and sometimes we make decisions with our unconscious mind. So you may be like, well, that's not true. I didn't choose blah, blah, blah. But a lot of things, yes, you did. Yes, you did. And then there's fate. And fate can happen to large groups of people. But fate can also just be something that, God, the universe, Source, your angels has a sense of humor, and they're like, bam, here you go. And with the Death card, the ending of something, I was getting that energy is that this could be something that you end. So this could be destiny, but this could be something that ends. Maybe someone else ends something and it affects you directly. Okay? But with the Tower is fate. Now the Tower is the breaking down, the ending of something that was built on a false foundation that cannot stand. And so that's kind of woo-woo talk, but let's say what we were just talking about, a job, and you've been doing it for, 10 years and you freaking hate it, and you did it because your dad did it and your grandpa did it, or you did it because you thought you'd make a lot of money and you are, but you hate it and it's killing you, quietly, killing you softly, okay? And so the universe says, well, if you're not going to end this, if you're not going to change this, I'll do it for you. And there's a shutdown, there's a layoff, there's someone says, I can't do this anymore. And so I do see an ending. Now, is this a real death, a real, breakdown? Could be, but I'm not about that. I'm about when things need to change, if we can't do it, it's almost like a protection that it is done for us. And that's what I feel like. I feel like we have a hard time making a decision with the Two of Cups because we're just like overwhelmed, or we just can't anymore, okay? With the Two of Cups, it's about a choice. It's about options. Some of these decisions are really good. We've got a rose, we've got doves, we've got jewelry, we've got a castle, but we've also got like a dragon, some of this stuff might not be the greatest. But we have a choice in front of us. We have a decision. Now, this choice that you make could cause the tower. I feel like we can cause a tower, but I don't feel like we can avoid a tower sometimes. So you have a choice, you have a decision, or even something good can come in that balances your life, that necessitates the removal of something else. But overall, in the blessings, and it's funny, the tower and the blessings, what? Yeah, a tower can be a real blessing. Something negative can be taken out of your life that you had a hard time removing yourself. Okay? We have the Star. And this is a real blessing, Pisces. This is about healing. Now, in this thing, it doesn't have to be tangible. This can be a way of being, like fearful. Being fearful does not serve you. You can have an epiphany, and the tower is the end of you being fearful. Okay, so it's not always something tangible, a relationship, a job. It can be. You could be fearful to leave a job that's killing you. You could be fearful to leave a relationship that is not serving you, that is hurting you. And so as a result of this thing leaving, whatever it is, with the Star, we have healing. Star, a wish, a dream come true. So you see a lot of change, but the change is a blessing. Let's look at advice, messages from Spirit. And also, if we get some that makes sense, potential outcome. Let's see what we get. And don't forget, expansion. Oh wait, doggone it, I know I knocked it. I don't know if I cut it. I don't think I did. The Chariot, love it. The Fool, major arcana, Pisces. The Nine of Swords. And Death again. Death is the end of an old automatic way of doing things and the beginning of the new. Okay? We have two aces, two deaths. Some old way of doing things is ending for you, Pisces, and it's a big thing. And again, with the Nine of Swords being right next to it here, I feel like this is a good death. I feel like this is the end of you coming from fear. I'm almost even hearing like you're finding an answer to depression or anxiety. I'm not a doctor, and I don't have the answer. Well, I personally do. Meds have helped me greatly. I mean, that's me, and I'm not a doctor. But I feel like you're finding the end to some anxiety, some fear. You're all of a sudden, you're not coming from fear anymore. We've got the Fool and the Chariot. The Fool is a fresh, new, beautiful start. So we've got 2 aces, 2 death cards, and the Fool, a beautiful new beginning. I love the Fool because it's a, dare I say, innocent energy. And it's like, been through so much, we're so scared, we're so fearful, but there's going to be some opportunity with the 2 aces and the 7 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. There's some opportunity here that you can look at and trust and get back this feeling of freshness, newness. You can be vulnerable and know that you're going to be okay. I'm not sure if I'm explaining this feeling that I'm getting well. And then with the Chariot, moving forward with direction, with purpose, taking action. I see a reluctance to take action with the 7 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, facing a decision, because the two of Cups is a good card, but it's in the well, no, it's in the blessings area, but next to the 7 of Cups, I just feel like you're having a hard time with decisions and the ability to move forward. It's a blessing. So moving forward to a new start, the end of an old fearful way of looking at, approaching, or living life, or all of the above. The end of it. So this is what I have, Pisces. Kind of beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.